It'll be Lee, Adames, and Devers against Gallen in the top of the first. And for the first pitch, here's John Miller.
All right, Dave. Gallen, who faced the Giants last Tuesday in San Francisco, and they jumped on him for 3 runs in the first inning of that one. Now his first pitch is a fastball away, well off the outside corner. Ball 1 to Jung-Hoo Lee.
6:41 p.m. 78 inside, 97 outside.
Now the pitch comes in, and that is another fastball, and this one is too low. 2-0 the count. First pitch at 6:41 p.m. 78 degrees indoors, 97 outdoors here in the desert. Gallen's 2-0 pitch. Swing, and there's a pop-up. And drifting back from third base is Alexander. He's called off by the shortstop Perdomo. Right behind him, who makes a one-handed catch. Well, Jung-Hoo Lee looked like he was trying to jump on that 2-0 pitch and launch it, but instead he ended up just popping it up. So 1 away, and here is Willie Adames, who hit the 3-run homer against Gallen in the first inning last Tuesday. And Adames, who is wearing the number 21 of Roberto Clemente, and he takes off the inside with a curveball, 1 ball and no strikes. Today is Roberto Clemente Day all around Major League Baseball. The 1-0 pitch. Curve, swung on and missed. And it's 1-1. Clemente, 15-time All-Star, who died in a plane crash on New Year's Eve, 1972, attempting to deliver supplies to earthquake victims in Nicaragua. Now here is a slider that comes back over the inside corner for a called strike 2 to Adames. MLB annually presents the Roberto Clemente Award to a player who best represents the game of baseball through the attributes of Roberto Clemente. A great player, great humanitarian. Now here's a fastball high and tight, and the count goes to 2-2. Players and coaches around the league will honor the legendary Clemente by wearing his number 21 via a special patch on their uniforms. Now here is strike 3 called. That was a fastball down, and Adames thought maybe too far down. He walks away from the plate shaking his head, but he gets called out by Stu Surewater. They gave the low strike on that one. So 2 down. Here is Rafi Devers. First pitch at 6:41, 78 degrees indoors. The time and temp sponsored by Planet Fitness. Planet Fitness, we're all strong on this planet. Now Devers chases a changeup, and that made him look bad. He swung at a pitch that ended up in the dirt, well down below the strike zone. Devers, who has had a cool time of it at the plate in the month of September. There's a fastball away. And the Giants are anxious to get his bat going again. Now the 1-1 pitch, a swing and a foul off to the left. That was a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. That went out of play. Devers, who has 31 homers and 102 runs batted in. The pitch to him. Low and outside with a fastball. 2-2. Gallen gave up 5 runs to the Giants last Tuesday in San Francisco. Giants won it 5-3. Now Devers takes off the outside with a fastball. 3-2. That game he allowed more runs in the one game than he had allowed in his previous 4 games combined. He had been hot. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He went back to the changeup, and he looks upset with himself. He started the at-bat swinging and missing at that changeup, and then he got another one at the end.
Great moments.
A first pitch fastball to Geraldo Perdomo, switch hitter, batting left-handed, having an outstanding season for the D-backs. Tang throws, and wow, right over the inside corner with a slider, called a ball. So 2-0 the count. And here's Tang to the plate, and that's too high. 3-0. Perdomo with a .387 on base percentage for the year. The pitch comes in too high. It's a 4-pitch walk. Tang, who in his most recent start, which was at Busch Stadium in St. Louis 8 days ago, he had electric stuff, and in the first 4 innings, he struck out 8 batters and walked 2, but then he walked the first 3 in a row in the 5th inning. Now here's a check swing, and the ball hit Ketel Marte, switch hitter, batting left-handed. So the slider got Marte, who started to swing at it. The Giants are checking with the video room to make sure about that call, but they will not challenge the call. That got him on the back foot, the left foot. The first order of business there was to determine whether he swung at the ball or not, but the third base umpire said he did not. Now here's the ball inside. Man, he's started off this game the way he finished his previous start. He ended up walking 5 and striking out 8 in 4+ innings in St. Louis. Now there is a called strike, a fastball that didn't have to be called a strike, right on the outside corner near the top of the zone to Corbin Carroll. Left-handed hitter, 30 home runs for the year. The pitch to him. Down and in, and that almost hit him in the left foot with a slider. 2-1 the count. Kai-Wei Tang comes into the game. 22 2/3 innings pitched, 26 hits allowed, 14 walks, but 28 strikeouts. 2 on, nobody out. 2-1 pitch. In for a called strike. That was the breaking ball that broke right through there. Had him off balance. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nothing score. The D-backs with a threat immediately. Here it is. And it's raked foul. He threw him the hard slider, breaking down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gabriel Moreno is on deck, a right-handed batter. Here's Tang throwing. Swing and a high pop-up foul that will reach well back out of play off the left field line. Tang checks the runner at second. Kicks, throws. Swing and a miss. He struck him out and got him to chase a fastball away. That was up and away and well out of the strike zone. So a big out for Kai-Wei Tang. Here comes Gabriel Moreno. Giants today bringing Bryce Eldridge up to the big leagues. Luis Matos was optioned to AAA Sacramento. And the pitch. And that's over the inside corner with a slider for a called strike. 1-1 to the right-handed batting, Moreno. Moreno has been hot. He's got a .292 average for the year now. Been hurt a lot this season. 236 overall at bats. And he hits a hard ground ball foul past third and on down the left field line. Moreno's got 9 home runs, 37 batted in, and only 236 official at bats. His OPS is over 800. Perdomo at second, Marte at first. They both run well. Giants middle infielders are double play depth. Now the pitch. Off the outside with a fastball. 1-2. The shortstop, Adames. The second baseman, Schmidt. Both in 7, 8, 9 feet from the outfield turf. And Schmidt at the moment playing close to second base, trying to keep the runner close. Now Tang looking at that runner. Kicks, delivers. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with the high slider. And he got another D-backs hitter to go out of the strike zone with 2 strikes. That one was well up above the top of the zone, up around the lettering on his shirt. So 2 down, and here is Blaze Alexander. Alexander got a hit in the elbow with a pitch yesterday in Minnesota. They were a little bit worried about him. And he takes a ball that hits off the glove of Bailey. The runner breaks for third. The throw to third. Not in time. And Bailey had no clue that the runner had taken off. He dropped that ball. Giants are checking with the video room. The ball was just behind him. And then with a double clutch, he finally made the throw over there. I guess teammates were yelling at him at that point. The Giants will not ask for a replay review. Now, if he had immediately thrown, he had a chance to get him, and he almost got him anyway. 1 ball and no strikes. The count to Blaze Alexander, right-handed hitter, and he takes away off the outside with a slider. 2-0. I haven't heard of how they scored it, but I would think that would be a pass ball because it just hit off his glove. He was trying to frame it, and he missed it. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That is a called strike. Middle away at 85 miles an hour with the slider. 2-1. By the way, they did score it as a pass ball as we expected. I don't see that they could have done anything else. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a high pop-up. First base side going down the line is Devers, also Schmidt, the second baseman, and also Gilbert, the right fielder, but it's beyond all 3 of them, over the netting and into the crowd. We are coming to you live from the Hawaiian Airlines broadcast booth in Phoenix, Arizona. Giants nothing, D-backs nothing. Perdomo at third, Marte at first. He walked a batter, hit a batter, and then he struck out 2 in a row. He's got 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Alexander, who asks for his timeout now. Now Tang sets, turns, and throws it away. He gives away a run. Tang just turned to make a pickoff throw to first and sailed it way over the head of Devers. I mean, it wasn't even close to Devers. One to nothing, Arizona. To second was Marte. Man, this whole inning's been a gift for the D-backs. And the pitch now, swing and a miss. He struck him out. When he strikes out 3 in a row, but only gets strike 3 to Alexander. 1 pickoff throw.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco.
Eldridge is on deck. 1-0 Arizona. Man, just talk about gift after gift after gift. A walk, a hit batsman, a passed ball, a wild throw on a pickoff attempt. Now the 0-2 pitch. Way outside with a hard slider from Zach Gallen to Matt Chapman. Chapman, 241 average, 21 home runs, 351 on base average. And he swings and skies one. The second baseman, Marte, into the shallow outfield area. Waiting and waiting and waiting. And finally it comes down and he makes the grab. One away. And here comes Eldridge. And you can hear his rooting section. 25 plus family members, friends, all out here to root him on. Born in Fairfax, Virginia, lives in Vienna, Virginia now. The pitch to him. Check swing. Did he go? Yes. On appeal, John Bacon, third base umpire, rules that a swing. 94-mile-an-hour fastball. And here's Gallen to the plate. And that's too low. With a changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bryce Eldridge, 25 homers, 84 batted in the minor leagues this year. 384 official at bats. Now he swings and misses. There's that changeup again, which you're liable to get at any time from Zach Gallen. 1 ball, 2 strike. 20 years old, 6 feet, 7 inches tall. Bryce Eldridge. Here it is. And a changeup, and that's low. He laid off. 2-2 the count. Elliot Ramos is on deck. Giants trailing 1-0. 2-2 pitch. Change up, low. Well, he got Rafi Devers to chase a couple of those in the first inning, and he keeps thinking he'll get Eldridge to chase one, but not so far. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a hard ground ball right to first. That's gloved cleanly by Vargas, who takes it to the bag. Out number 2. And the family and friends section give him a nice ovation and round of applause. He got the 94-mile-an-hour fastball after having seen 4 straight changeups before that, and he pulled it, but on the ground. Now here's Ramos with a high drive to right, drifting back Carroll, plenty of room. He's got it. Shutdown inning for Gallen. 1-0 Arizona after 1.5 on the KNBR Northern California Honda.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since
One unearned run for the D-backs, who never put a ball in play in the first inning and still scored a run. Ground ball to second. There's a ball in play to his right. Schmidt gets in front of it, fires to first. One away. Let's pause now for station identification. This is the KNBR Northern California Honda Dealers Radio Network.
This is the flagship of Giants baseball. Double play!
Here's Alec Thomas, left-handed hitting center fielder. Kai Wei Teng, the right-hander, throws in for a called strike. This is the Taco Bell second inning. Download the Taco Bell app to unlock rewards and exclusive access. One strike pitch, bounced foul back behind the plate. Here's a check of who's on deck. Sponsored by TimberTech. TimberTech, decking and railing, everything wood should be. Visit timbertech.com. McCann, the catcher, on deck. 1-0, Arizona leading. One out. Two-strike pitch. High and outside with a slider. Tomorrow's game, also 6:40 scheduled start. Giants have not announced a starter for that one. 1-2 pitch, fouled back to the screen, and that was a high fastball, and he went after it. 94 miles an hour. Eduardo Rodriguez, the veteran left-hander, will go for the D-backs. The Giants have not announced plans, and Bob Melvin had said yesterday they might go with an opener. They might have somebody like Tristan Beck start. 1-2 pitch, ground ball to third. Over to his left to get it, Chapman, and he throws him out. 2 away. So 2 down, nobody on, and McCann will come up. The Giants lead off the final homestand of the regular season with 3 against the Cardinals starting next Monday, 1 week from tonight. Monday through Wednesday, the Cardinals in town, the only time for them to visit all year long. Grab your tickets now for the Giants and the Cardinals at sfgiants.com/tickets. They are 2 rivals that have been battling each other going back into the 1800s. That's a long-standing rivalry. There's ball 1 now to James McCann, the right-handed hitting catcher. 2 down, nobody on. 1-0, Arizona leading. There is a good fastball on the outer third for a called strike. Then the final game of this series will be on Wednesday afternoon. Justin Verlander for the Giants against Brandon Pfaadt. Now there's a swing and a high pop fly along the right field line. A long run for Drew Gilbert, but he gets to the sidewall in foul ground, but the ball is 10-12 rows back out of play. Now in San Francisco, a ball like that, it's kind of understood that most of the time a ball like that will get pushed by the wind back toward the field. We're indoors here, so probably that won't happen here. This is a sudden gust of air conditioning. Now here's a fastball just off the outside by 2-3 inches. 2-2 the count to McCann. McCann hitting .258. 4 home runs. He's only had 97 official at-bats. Pitch to him. Just off the outside again. Well, it was almost the same spot, and he got the same call with it. Now it's 3-2. Moreno is the regular catcher, but he's the DH this evening. 1-0, the D-backs ahead. The pitch. Swing and a miss. A ball in the dirt. Struck him out swinging, and we head to the third. Bailey will be coming up. Giants down 1-0. Fleming.
Thank you, John. Bailey takes a little bit low from Gallen for ball 1. First pitch changeup to Patrick Bailey, who's come to life offensively here in the last few weeks. The pitch. That one a fastball on the outside corner, 1-1. We are coming to you live from the Hawaiian Airlines broadcast booth. Start of this series, start of this road trip. Giants, Diamondbacks. 1-0 Arizona. Bailey takes, and that one called a strike. Very generous call from Stu Sherwater. Man, that was both down and away. And called a strike. 1-2. Bailey asked for his time. Maybe a little silent protest. When you're the catcher, it's hard to complain to the home plate umpire because you want those calls when it's your pitcher out on the mound. 1-2 pitch. Bailey takes strike 3 call. Almost the same pitch. That one looked like it actually did catch the corner. And Bailey walks back to the dugout, shaking his head. That turned into kind of a rough at bat for him.
Never got off a swing.
So now Casey Schmidt. Schmidt batting 8th. Giants lineup. Here's the pitch. Schmidt checks his swing and takes a ball in the dirt. That's going to take some time for Bryce Elgin. It's unrealistic to expect that the 20-year-old, the youngest Giants position player to make his debut in decades. Schmidt takes this one off the inside, ball 2. It's going to take him a while to get adjusted, but with Eldridge in there, Casey hitting 8th, it makes his Giants lineup look pretty deep. Casey hasn't had a perfect year, but progress with his plate discipline. He's got 10 home runs. Wow. I mean, that one called a strike. That is way low. I don't know what Stu Sherwater is looking at here. Instead of 3-0, it's 2-1. Gallen winds, throws. Schmidt takes off the inside. Ball 3. That was a better pitch than the previous one that was called a strike. So maybe he doesn't even know. Now Schmidt hits a high drive, left center field, deep and gone! Casey Schmidt to the left of 413. He cranked that one out. His 11th home run of the year, and that ties the game. It's 1-1 here in the third. We hit a few of those during batting practice. That sounded loud, it looked good, and he hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark. You do have the big, tall wall in straightaway center field. He hit it just to the left of that and got it out anyway. So the home run for Casey Schmidt. Here's the 9th place hitter, Drew Gilbert. He swings and misses at a changeup, strike 1. That's exactly what we were talking about. You got Devers now, you got Eldridge in there, and the Giants lineup is feeling a lot deeper. Now Gilbert takes one in the dirt. Gilbert, I think, is a guy who the Giants expect once he gets a little more experience at this level, that Gilbert would be a more than representative 9th place hitter, bottom of the order type hitter. 1-1 pitch. Gilbert checks his swing, and the Diamondbacks ask for an appeal. No. Appeal denied by John Bacon, third base umpire. That means the count is 2 balls and 1 strike to Gilbert. Drew hasn't, he's taken a few walks here, but part of his skill set coming up as a young player was to take a lot of walks, take a lot of pitches, be a tough out, get on base that way. 2-1 pitch. That one off the outside, 3-1. So he's got himself into a good hitter's count. So far in the big league, 71 at bats, only 3 walks drawn by Gilbert. 3-1 pitch. He swings, and it's a pop-up. On the left side, it's Perdomo, the shortstop, who will make the catch. I think that was a good example. That's a 3-1 changeup, and it's a good pitch from Zach Gallen. Sometimes you have to just tip your cap to the pitcher, but you get ahead of the count. As Gilbert gets more comfortable here, that would not be the pitch that he would want to swing at, I don't think. 2 down, and here's Jung-Hoo Lee. with a run in on the Schmidt home run. 1-1 the score. Lee takes outside, ball one. The next homestand is the last homestand of the regular season. Giants will be back home hosting the Cardinals and the Rockies. Lee takes a ball up and away, 2-0. A lot going on that weekend. Saturday, September 27th, the Rafi Devers T-shirt presented by Camus Vineyards for 40,000 fans. The 2-0 pitch. That's outside, 3-0. So check it all out, sfgiants.com/promotions. Just one last week of home games for the Giants when we get back from this road trip. 3-0 to Lee. You would think he'd be taken here with 2 down. He does, and he takes ball 4. So Jung-Hoo draws the walk. That's a base runner for the Giants. It gives Adames a chance to bat here in the 3rd inning. Giants have tied it on the Casey Schmidt home run. Adames, who like Elliot Ramos, he's wearing the number 21 tonight. Not everybody is, but on Roberto Clemente Day around Big League Baseball, players do get the chance to do that. Adames swings and misses. Might have foul tipped that fastball. Strike one.
Players from Roberto Clemente's home island nation, Puerto Rico, are able to wear number 21, or players who have previously won the Roberto Clemente Award.
Here's a strike. On the inside corner, it's 0-2. So Ramos, who's from Puerto Rico, Willy Adames, a Clemente Award winner. In an 0-2 hold. Lee at first with 2 down. Might be a spot for Jung-Hoo to try to go. He does not. Adames takes high, a fastball up, 1-2. With 2 outs and 2 strikes, you figure the risk reward. If you're out, well, the count resets for your guy in the next inning. Rafi Devers just moved the on-deck circle. Here's a swing and a ball pulled foul. You don't see that all that often. The player himself, he picked up the big rubber mat that has the MLB logo and just dragged it back closer to the Giants' dugout.
He moved it at least, 20 feet?
Why ask for help when you can just do it yourself? He thought that was a little too close to home plate, I guess. Now a ball low. That was close. Change up down, 2-2.
Very similar to the pitch with which he called out Adames down below the knees in the first inning.
Lee still at first, 2-2. Adames strikes out swinging. Well, he went right back down there with a changeup, and he got Adames to swing at this one. That was below the strike zone. Adames not all that happy with that swing. But the Giants are on the board. Casey Schmidt's home run has tied this game midway through 3. It's 1-1 on the KNBR Northern California. Need a minute. He asks for time, steps out. McCarthy, who really has not had a great season offensively, but seems like every time the Giants see him, he's doing stuff with his bat. He takes this one. Call the ball. And Patrick Bailey held that one for a long time. And Bailey's frustrated, and he's talking to Stu Sherwater, and I don't blame him. In his at-bat, that was a strike. 1-1, the pitch. McCarthy swings and misses. Strike two. You don't see Bailey do that very often. And he was really shaking his head, and Sherwater leaned in. The umpire and the catcher, they try to kind of disguise the conversation that goes on. There wasn't much disguise there. 1-2 pitch in the dirt. 2-2. When we saw the Giants take the field after the last half inning ended, Bailey came right out and talked to Sherwater. They had a conversation for probably 15 or 20 seconds. Kai-Wei Tang throws way high. Man, huge miss with a curveball that almost went to the backstop. So the count is full, 3-2. This needs to be a strike. Kai-Wei Tang, he gave away a run in the first inning with a walk, a hit batter, and a bad pickoff throw. 3-2 pitch. McCarthy hits a big bouncer to first. Devers backs up and fields and then throws to Tang, who hustles over and covers and gets to the bag for the put-out, one away. That turned into a pretty nice play on this fast infield, the artificial surface, plus the firm dirt here in Arizona. Those kind of plays are not easy. Both Devers and Tang did a good job. One out for Perdomo. Perdomo never saw a strike. He walked on 4 pitches to start Tang's night. Ketel Marte on deck. Here's the pitch. That is in for a strike. It's 0-1. Giants ticket memberships for the 2026 season are available now. Full season or 41-game ticket plans. Best seats, discounts, other benefits, lots of benefits. sfgiants.com/memberships. Check it out. 0-1 the count. Tang pitches, and he misses with that one up and away. Fastball. He does not have very good fastball command, it doesn't feel like. He's kind of spraying the fastball all around. 1-1. He throws. Perdomo foul tips it. He threw that one right out over the plate, a slider. 1-2. On the Toyota out-of-town scoreboard, the Reds and the Cardinals is now 8-6 Cincinnati, top 9 in St. Louis. Reds are still in the wild card race, although they got swept this last weekend. Here's a pitch low. Perdomo, who he does not swing at pitches out of the strike zone. I shouldn't say never, but he is so disciplined to the strike zone. 2-2. He strikes out swinging. Nope. He foul tipped a piece of it, and Bailey couldn't hang on. That was right in Bailey's mid. Now, you can't really blame the catcher for that. It's mostly just sort of luck involved with hanging on to those, but that was right in the pocket, and it popped right out. 2-2. Perdomo got jammed and fights this one off foul. Another slider. So it stays 2-2. And now the Reds have blown that game open 11-6, so they've scored 3 more runs in the top of the 9th inning in St. Louis. Cincinnati 74-75. Here's a ground ball up the middle, base hit. So Perdomo is on for the second straight time. Shoots one right into center field. That's a 1-out single. Big game over in the American League, in the American League West and the American League wildcard race. Texas 2 games behind Houston, 3 games behind Seattle in the West, playing in Houston to start a series tonight. And the Astros are ahead 6-3 in the bottom of the 8th on the Toyota out-of-town scoreboard. Ketel Marte, first pitch swinging, skies one out into left center. It'll be Ramos, and he'll reach out and make the catch. Ketel Marte gone on 1 pitch, which doesn't happen all that often. 2 down. Giants 1, Diamondbacks 1. the bottom of the third here in Arizona. Tomorrow, Giants have not announced a starting pitcher for tomorrow. Eduardo Rodriguez, left-hander, who pitched great against the Giants just last week. He's going to be on the mound for the D-backs. Here's Corbin Carroll, left-handed hitter, and a really good one. He takes high, a fastball up, ball one. Perdomo at first, 2 down. Carroll, who struck out swinging in the first inning. The pitch. He tops this one foul. He hit it down off his foot. 1-1. He gets to wear the number 21. Corbin Carroll does. They did a big video presentation before the game highlighting all the community service work that Corbin Carroll does here in the Phoenix area. This year's Giants nominee for the Roberto Clemente Award is Ryan Walker. 1-1 pitch. Fouled again. This one got a piece of the catcher. So not just Carroll, but Patrick Bailey getting beat up in this at bat. It's 1-2. Ryan Walker, we're going to try to get him on one of our Around the Park shows this week to talk about it. Ryan Walker does an amazing amount of volunteer work, and it's not just when the Giants are home. Giants go on the road, and Ryan arranges to go do service projects when the Giants are away from home. 1-2 pitch. Carroll takes high, a fastball, 2-2. Just not landing that fastball in the strike zone very often. 52 pitches for Kai-Wei Tang in the last of the third. 2-2. He throws. That is strike 3 call. He threw the slider and it just locked Carroll up. So Tang, despite the fastball command being a little wobbly, he's got 5 strikeouts. Giants have Devers, Chapman, and...
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is oppo.
Wildly chases here. He is having such a hard time right now laying off that off-speed stuff down from Zach Gallen. Giants 1, Diamondbacks 1. 0-2. Devers is going to see another one of those, you'd have to think. Instead, here he sees a fastball well off the outside. He's reading the fastballs that aren't strikes and not swinging at those. 1-2. The pitch. Devers hits one foul. He went down for another low changeup, and this time at least was able to fight it off foul. Devers, then Chapman, and then Bryce Eldridge, his second big league at bat coming up. Devers drives this one down the left field line. That's a foul ball. That was a fastball, but it was maybe 6 inches off the outside. Devers takes a deep breath, stands back. He's kind of in just swing mode right now. Devers has taken a ton of walks this year. 1-2 off the outside with a fastball. But against Gallen, for whatever reason, he wants to swing the bat almost no matter what. 2-2. You have to think another one of those changeups is coming at some point. The pitch. Devers rolls one. Foul. That was a curveball, the slow curve. We've hardly seen any of those. Devers, who he really doesn't hide his emotions on the field. Just got the body language going of why did I swing at that pitch? Gets back in the box. 31 home runs, 102 batted in for Devers. The pitch. He hits a little muscle shot to left. McCarthy is there to make the catch. Out number one. Devers got jammed. That one got in on his hands. 1 out for Matt Chapman. Oracle Park gets transformed into a 9-hole golf course November 5 through 9. So coming up in the offseason, book your tee time for the ballpark back 9 presented by the Bay Golf Club, sfgiants.com/golf. Chapman takes a strike on the inside. Perfect fastball right on the inside corner. It's 0-1. Eldridge waiting in the on-deck circle, or where the on-deck circle used to be. Now Chapman takes one off the inside. Devers moved it. Eldridge wants to be closer to the plate, so he's just standing on the dirt. 1-1 pitch. That's a strike. Fastball in there. 1-2. Chapman has gotten healthier and has been playing a lot better, hitting a lot better. He's a difference maker for the Giants, that's for sure. 1-2, the pitch. That one is off the inside. Really trying to crowd Chapman. Now the catcher's throw wings right past Gallen. Something always looks wrong about that. Just chucked it to Gallen's right. The second baseman, Marte, came over and picked the ball up. Gallen got a new baseball. 2-2. Chapman takes low, a curveball, 3-2. Well, this is a big pitch. You got Eldridge on deck, and if you're hoping to encourage the pitcher to give Eldridge something he can use all that massive power, a base runner would help. Here's a swing and a ground ball foul. Changeup from Gallen. Count stays full, 3-2. Gallen working with a nice, quick pace. He throws. Chapman takes strike 3. Curveball. Locked him up. That was definitely a strike. 2 down. And the second big league at bat for Bryce Eldridge with all his family and friends here. Upwards of 25 folks have traveled from Virginia to be here for Eldridge's MLB debut. First pitch of this at bat is, my goodness, man, that's ridiculous. A changeup down and away, not even close to being a strike and called a strike. Here's the 0-1. Eldridge fouls this one back. That was a high fastball. And he's in an 0-2 hole. Shouldn't be. He did the right thing. He took the pitch. It wasn't a strike, and it got called a strike. Yeah, that's just not real good. 0-2 pitch. That one is off the outside. Why not just test the limits? Just throw one anywhere and see if this guy will call it a strike. Okay, rant over. 2 down, nobody on. Tie game. Eldridge takes it low. That was the curveball. 2-2. So far, he's showing some discipline on those pitches down. That's how pitchers have been attacking him at the AAA level. Here's the 2-2. Eldridge strikes out swinging. Well, this time he couldn't hold up. The curveball down, and he strikes out swinging. Gallen's got 6 strikeouts in 4 innings. Giants D-backs midway through 4, tied at 1 on the KNBR Northern California Honda Dealers Radio Network.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Turn on baseball
tonight. The cleanup hitter for the Diamondbacks. Giants 1, D-backs 1. Bottom 4 in Phoenix with Blaze Alexander on deck. Tang pitches, and he misses off the outside with a fastball. It's 1-1. The off-speed stuff, he's had no problem throwing in the strike zone. It's been the fastballs that have been a little finicky for Kai-Wei Tang. The pitch. Fouled off to the right, out of play, 1-2. That was a fastball that was over the plate. We are coming to you live from the Hawaiian Airlines broadcast booth. On that Toyota out-of-town scoreboard, a lot of games now are coming in finals. Swing and a foul by Moreno. It's over in Houston. That's big, big win for the Astros, 6-3 over Texas. Twins. How about the Twins? They shut out their nemesis. The domination for the Yankees over the Twins. It's like it never ends. Tonight, all that history thrown out the window. 7-0 Twins. They're not in the race, but the Yankees definitely are. 1-2. Off the outside with a slider. 2-2.
A guy who's been a very trusted reliever in the late innings for the Yankees just got destroyed tonight, and it's been a few times now he's gotten lit up. Luke Weaver.
2-2. Outside with a fastball.
They had a 2-0 lead, and then Weaver came in, gave up 5 runs in 1/3 of an inning.
Even this late in the year, that hurts your ERA. No good for Luke Weaver. Yankees need him. Blue Jays beat the Rays down in St. Pete. Well, I guess they're in Tampa this year in the 11th, 2-1. 3-2 pitch is lined to third and caught by Chapman. So it took Tang some extra pitches, but he does get Moreno to start the bottom of the 4th. 1-1 the score, 1 out, nobody on for Blaze Alexander. Atlanta over Washington. That's a final 11-3 in Washington. Here's the pitch. Alexander fouls it back to the backstop. Phillies have jumped ahead of the Dodgers 1-0 in L.A. Starting the series there tonight.
Ranger Suarez. Pretty tough left-hander going for Philly.
Phillies come here after that series in L.A. 0-1 pitch. Fouled again by Alexander. Back to the backstop. That was a fastball right down the middle, but enough movement to where Alexander couldn't catch up to it. Couldn't square it up. It's 0-2. The Toyota out-of-town scoreboard. Toyota, let's go places. Tang holding and pitching. Just a little bit high. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, 1-2. Tang's pitch is lined to center field, base hit. Alexander right back up the middle. Second hit for the Diamondbacks. It's a 1-out single in front of Ildemaro Vargas. Diamondbacks, they traded away Josh Naylor. They traded away Eugenio Suarez. Now Lourdes Gurriel is hurt. They're beat up on the position player side. Here's a pitch down and in. Slider to Vargas, but they have continued to score runs. They've actually played some of their best baseball of the whole year after the trade deadline. After they traded those guys, they traded Merrill Kelly away. 1-0. The pitch is swung on and missed. Vargas's helmet flies off. Strike one.
The last 2.5 weeks, the Giants 11 wins and 6 losses, and the D-backs 11 wins and 6 losses. The Phillies are the only National League team with a better record in that time.
It's pretty good, both these teams. And it was kind of a similar story. 1-1 pitch off the outside. The Giants traded pieces away at the deadline. And then even beyond that, it took them a while, the Giants, to get going. Two and one the count. Here's the pitch. Pulled on the ground, foul. But both teams, and with some help, they both needed help. The Mets have helped them by struggling as much as they have. Both these teams still feel like they have a realistic chance to play their way into the playoffs, win that last wild card spot. Mets are off tonight. 2-2 is hit foul. He went with the slider, down and in. Vargas just got a piece of that one. Well, those numbers that John was giving you, we'll make that our leaderboard update, sponsored by Bank of America. Proud sponsor of the Junior Giants, helping inspire tomorrow's leaders on and off the field. 2-2 pitch in the dirt with a changeup. Haven't seen many of those. Full count, 3-2. Kai Tang up to 70 pitches now, and the Giants are going to get the bullpen going behind him, and they need to. They need to be ready to be aggressive. These games, you got to treat these games with a lot of urgency. 3-2 is hit high in the air to right field. Gilbert going back. Gilbert on the warning track will square up and make the catch. Going back to first is Alexander, 2 down. Vargas, I think Vargas thought he might have got that one. He was watching it. Gilbert immediately broke backwards and got to a spot and then squared up and came in a step and made the catch.
I think if you asked him right now, he'd say, man, the wind's blowing in. I crushed that ball.
Well, if you look way up above the bleachers in right field, there's like a little suite club area. Here's the pitch. Thomas swings and misses. And there's a couple ceiling fans that are going off. You think maybe that did it?
Those are much more powerful than you would ever think.
Yeah, wouldn't want to actually be in one of those suites. Your hat would get blown off, apparently. 0-1 pitch. Thomas bounces it softly. Devers ranging way to his right, fields it backhand style, pivots the body and throws back across his body to Kai Tang covering.
Man, I think Devers would make a pretty good quarterback.
He led that wide receiver right to the goal line.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager
Right-hander against right-hander, and Elliott swings, and he drives one deep into right center field, but this one's going to stay in the yard. Back into his right, Corbin Carroll, a little bit shy of the warning track. He's got it. I got a little excited there because in this ballpark, which is very unique to this ballpark only, there's a resort out in right center field. You hit one over the right center field fence, it goes on vacation. It's in the resort out there. There's a big swimming pool. They have lounge chairs, hot tub. Here's Bailey, and he takes, well, there's that low strike again. Well, Bailey in particular is just not going to catch a break from Surewater. He got called out on strikes his first time. Now change up down and away.
When the first pitch to Ramos was called a strike, he was probably 3 or 4 inches above the strike zone, at least.
1-1 pitch, swing, and there's a fly ball into center, in a little bit, and toward left center. Alec Thomas makes the grab. So 2 down, and here comes Casey Schmidt.
Not that I'm taking it personally at all. The 5th inning, sponsored by Land Rover Marin, home of the simple price, simple process, because it's the right thing to do.
Well, I guess we're doing what we can do, which is get really frustrated.
Oh, no. Me? No.
I have to speak for myself. Although I felt strongly that I detected some frustration from your side of the booth there for a while. There's ball 1 outside. Now here's one over the inside with a curveball for a called strike. Schmidt hit a home run into deep left center field to tie this game in the 3rd inning. Now the pitch to him, bounced foul off to the left. That was a curveball down, and it's 1-2. He seems determined not to give him anything even close to what he hit for the home run, which was a fastball on the inner half of the plate. He's shown him one fastball out of the zone and 2 curveballs so far this trip to the plate. 1-2 pitch. Curveball, bounced foul off to the left again. So 4 pitches, 3 of them curveballs. He started him with a fastball that was too high. Giants won. Schmidt has had the Giants only hit so far. And a curveball in the dirt. 2-2. Giants have had only 2 base runners. Schmidt hit the home run with 1 out in the 3rd inning. And with 2 down in the inning, Jung-Hoo Lee drew a walk. And that's been it in terms of base runners for the Giants. Zach Gallen winds, throws, and a ground ball foul down the left field line. That was a low changeup that time. So they got a battle going here. That was also the 80th pitch already thrown by Zach Gallen. He throws. Look out. High and tight with a fastball. And Schmidt was started to dive in and had to lurch back out of the way. And that ball glanced off the bat and went foul. 2-2 the count. Here it comes. Swing, and the bloops one in the right field, base hit. Well, that was a fastball, and he muscled it. And Schmidt, he seems to see the ball well out of the hand of Zach Gallen. He's 2 for 2 now. The Giants only 2 hits. And here comes Drew Gilbert. Drew Gilbert popped out to short his first time. He got the count in his favor. He got a hitter's count, and then he ended up swinging at a low changeup and popped out his first time. Pitch to him, changeup, swung on and missed, strike 1. Well, he retired him on a changeup with a 3-1 count in the 3rd inning, and he starts him with a changeup for strike 1 this time. Schmidt, the runner at first, Vargas on the bag with him, and now another changeup, another swing and a miss. And that changeup was down well below the knees, and it's 0-2. Timeout asked for by Gilbert. We are coming to you live from the Hawaiian Airlines broadcast booth here in the Sonoran Desert downtown Phoenix at Chase Field with the roof closed. 1-1 the score. The pitch. Change up. Topped foul ever so slowly off to the right. Well, he's only thrown him changeup so far, and he has swung at every one of them. 0-2 the count. He finally made contact on that last one. Now Gilbert ready to stand back in. The shortstop, Perdomo, almost up the middle. The third baseman, Alexander's almost over to shortstop. Nobody's anywhere close to third. Here it is, and that's a changeup. That's very low. 1 ball and 2 strikes. In the Giants bullpen, left-hander Matt Gage has started to warm up. Kai-Wei Teng, 4 innings, 1 unearned run allowed, but 73 pitches thrown. Now there's a swing, and there's a drive into right center field, but that's going to stay in the yard. Moving over to his right into the alleyway. Corbin Carroll's got it. Inning over. Gilbert out in front of it. Hit it off the end of the bat. 1 hit and 1 left. Now
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the
McCann, the right-handed hitter, leads off against him, and a swinging strike 1 on a hard slider down at the knees. The leadoff batter in this inning for the D-backs is James McCann. And fans, when you've been injured in an auto accident, you don't just need an attorney. You need a heavy hitter. Now a swing, ground ball to second, over to his left, scooping it up from the edge of the outfield turf. That is Schmidt, who throws him out at first. 1 away. You need that heavy hitter. Contact Ayala, Morgan, and Bazard. And now here is Jake McCarthy. Giants 1, D-backs 1, last of the 5th inning. The pitch. Slider for a called strike. McCarthy grounded out to first, his first time. Now the pitch on the way. Swing and a fly ball into shallow left. In comes Ramos to make the grab. 2 down, just like that. You might be wondering, well, why is Teng out of the game? After 4 innings, he gave up just 1 unearned run, only 2 hits allowed, and had 5 strikeouts. But he was at 73 pitches, which that's an awful lot of pitches for only 4 innings for a young guy. Plus, his last start, he pitched 4 great innings, and then in the 5th inning, couldn't throw a strike. And there's ball 1 to the leadoff man, Geraldo Perdomo. Switch hitter. He'll bat right-handed now with the left-hander in the game, Matt Gage. So that may have informed manager Bob Melvin's decision to get there after 4 strong in this one. Now there's a bunt and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. That was a fastball, and Perdomo tried to lay down a bunt on the third base side. Chapman backed up, and he missed it. Perdomo has walked, and he has scored the Arizona run. That was in the 1st inning. He scored on a wild pickoff throw by Teng, the D-backs' only run, an unearned run. He then hit a single in the 3rd. Now he takes a fastball in there for a called strike. That was almost the same spot as the fastball that he bunted at and missed. Just a little more toward the center of the plate. It was also up above the belt. So it's 1-2 now. Feet wide apart, crowding the plate. 1-2 pitch. Down and in, and almost hit him in the back foot. The right foot. It's a hard slider. He just did get out of the way of it. Fans, you can elevate your game day experience in a suite during the Giants' final homestand of the regular season. Host a party of 12 to 50 against the Cardinals, or during Fan Appreciation Weekend with the Rockies. Go to sfgiants.com/suites. Now here's a swing and a foul, and the count is now 2-2. Foul out of play. Giants 1, D-backs 1. Last of the 5th inning. Matt Gage winds. Here it comes. Outside with a changeup. For Teng, it's still one of his best outings of the year. Now the pitch. And he walks him. He tried the fastball that time and missed up and away with it. So with 2 down, he walks Perdomo. And now here comes Ketel Marte. Man, if you're going to walk one of these 2 switch hitters at the top of the order, you might think more about Marte, because he's always been a real thunderous presence as a right-handed hitter. Now he takes a called strike, although I think that was more true early in his career when he was not that powerful as a left-handed hitter. He did most of his damage right-handed, and he can get you from either side of the plate now. 1 strike pitch, down and away with a changeup. Well, that changeup, the last couple he's missed by a wide margin. Marte has been hit by a pitch and flied out to shallow left. But batting right-handed for the first time, and he swings and hits a chopper towards short. Over to his right, Adames has it. Here's the throw to first. In time. Inning over. A walk and a man left. We go to the 6th, top of the order. Lee, Adames, and Devers coming up. Giants 1, D-backs 1. On the.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase
Another pop-up. This is the third baseman into shallow left. Alexander, he's got it. One away. Let's pause now for station identification. This is the KNBR, Northern California Honda Dealers Radio Network.
This is Giants baseball. Nothing like it.
Willie Adames at the plate now, and he leans back from a high, tight fastball. Adames has struck out looking and swinging. He's 0 for 2. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball off the inside. Adames has never had much success against Zach Gallen. That's why it was kind of shocking, I'm sure, for Gallen that Adames hit a 3-run homer against him last Tuesday. Here's a bouncer foul off to the left. That was a low curveball on a 2-0 count, and the count is now 2-1. Infield swung way around toward the third base side. Now there's a ball just off the outside with a curve. 3-1. Before he hit that home run against him last Tuesday, Adames was 0 for 16 in his career against Gallen. Now a swing, a hard ground ball down the third base side. Over to backhanded deep behind the bag is Alexander, the long throw to first, and he shows off a great arm, and he gets him. That was Matt Chapman-like with that throw. So Adames hit one sharply right past third, and Alexander reacting quickly to it, backhanded it, and his momentum carried him over into foul ground and turned to set himself and made that great throw. So 2 down, nobody on, and here is Rafi Devers, and he takes 2 high, ball 1, a fastball out of the zone. He is struck out and flied out to left. Now he swings and it's a ground ball to short. A couple of high hops, fielded cleanly by Perdomo, who throws him out at first. Wow. Gallen shuts the Giants down 1-2-3.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager.
The 6th inning for the D-backs, left-handed hitter against the lefty Gage. Now he throws him a slider in there for a called strike. Carroll had been up twice in this one and struck out both times. Giants bullpen is busy. Yoel Piguero, a right-hander, is warming up. 1-1 pitch. There's a line drive base hit, right center field. He's going to go for two. He's got great speed. Jung-Hoo Lee over to retrieve the ball, but his throw is going to be much too late. So that strategy did not pay off. Gage was going to be left in there just to face the one lefty, and he did not get him. He got to a 1-ball, 1-strike count, and then Carroll hit one into the gap in right center. And
tonight he's been very impressive for the Giants, so you can see why they would use him in a spot like this. The other thing about this situation is he's a right-handed pitcher. Maybe that makes it a little easier to pay attention to Corbin Carroll. You definitely have to pay attention to him as the runner at second with nobody out. In a tie game, bottom six, Moreno, right-handed hitter, will face Peguero.
Here's the stretch and the pitch. And that slider is too low to Moreno. Moreno, who is a right-handed batter, has struck out and lined out to third. Carroll leads away from second. Second baseman Schmidt well over near the bag, trying to keep him close. The pitch, and that fastball in there at 99 miles an hour for a called strike. Corbin Carroll has 28 steals and been thrown out 6 times this year. Now the stretch. The look at second. The pitch. Low and outside with a slider. And it is a definite distraction because Peguero was looking back at Carroll in the set position and then kicked his leg in the air while he was looking back at second and then threw that pitch. Now the pitch on the way. That's low. 3 balls and a strike. Nobody out here. And Blaze Alexander, the right-handed hitter, is on deck. Here it comes. And that's too high. He walked it. So 2 men on with nobody out. We'll see what manager Torey Lovello has in mind for Blaze Alexander, a right-handed hitter with a switch hitter on deck and then a lefty behind him. Here comes J.P. Martinez, the Giants pitching coach, out of the mound, heading to the mound for a Habas Law mound visit. So they'll be talking about a lot of things, and one of the things would be what manager Bob Melvin wants. playing out. That's been changing a little bit, I think, the last couple of years. But Alexander has had a couple of sacrifice bunts successfully executed this year. It's got to be a good one in this spot because it is a force out at third base. They also have one of their fastest runners at second, Corbin Carroll. Now the pitch on the way. He's not bunting. He swings and bounces a foul back behind the plate. Strike one. Giants did not put any kind of a special play on with their infield defense, and the D-backs did not indicate bunt at all there. 2 on, nobody out. Now the pitch. He squares the bunt and bunts it up the third baseline foul. That one almost hit him. That was right at him. And Alexander ended up using the bat as a shield. And he bunted it well foul off to the left of the plate. So the count is now 0-2. So he was swinging away on the first pitch. That was a two-seam fastball that started running way in. Might have even hit him. Might have got part of one of his fingers. They were asking him about it. He says he's fine. 0-2 the count. Here it comes. And a hard slider low and outside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Figueroa walking the first batter faced here with Carroll at second. Now Moreno at first. The pitch way outside and low. Slider. That was not close and easy to take for Alexander, who has struck out and singled in this game. Blaze Alexander, one of the D-backs' young prospects. 2-2 pitch. Wow. And now that pitch has been called a strike how many times tonight? That ball was, what, an inch or whatever, but beneath the knees, according to the StatCast strike zone, and it got called a ball. It's been called a strike 3 or 4 times just to Patrick Bailey. So full count now. 3-2 pitch. Low. He's walked another one. That was not that close. Well, this inning is starting to play out very similarly to Kai-Wei Chang's 5th inning in St. Louis in his last start. Now we've got a clock violation called against Ildemaro Vargas. So it's strike 1 to him. Giants middle infielders are double play depth here. 1-1 the score. And there's a ball, well, called a ball that actually nicked the inside corner, but at the knees and called a ball. And it was also on the other side of the plate from where Bailey was giving a target. 1-1 pitch, right there again, and this time he sticks it to the target. Strike 2 call. Carroll at third, Moreno at second, Alexander at first. The pitch in the dirt with a slider. Nice block there by Patrick Bailey. That was not close. That slider right now has not been reliable for him. And nobody's swinging at it. No need. It's never a strike. Big pitch, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded. Here it is. Ground ball into right field, base hit. Carroll scores. Moreno around third. Here comes the throw in. He scores. The ball is cut off by Devers. Now they've got the runner between first and second and a rundown and tag him out. Alexander went over to third and holds there. And the D-backs have a 3-1 lead. Ildemaro Vargas just bounced one right through the right side, and he He sat that hold at bat waiting for a fastball. And then he got it, and he was right on it.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent.
At the plate yet as a young big leaguer, but to get the right on left matchup against Lucchesi.
Infield in. Lawler, tall right-handed hitter. The pitch to him. In the dirt on the inside, dug out by Bailey, and then he came up and cocked the arm, took the ball out of the glove, ready to throw to third, but Alexander was already back to the bag, so no throw made. Lawler, 23 years old. He was a first-round draft choice 4 years ago by the D-backs. 6th overall player chosen in that draft. Now a curve or the churve in the dirt. 2-0 the count. A check swing, and on the appeal, ruled a check swing by the first base umpire, Jordan Baker. 2-0 the count. Lawler has 7 hits in 53 at-bats, a 132 batting average so far. 2-0 pitch. There's a long drive. Deep to left field. Off the wall. So Alexander scores, and sliding safely into second, just ahead of the strong throw by Elliot Ramos, is Jordan Lawler. Well, there's a 132 average, but I suspect his average is a lot higher when he puts a 2-0 pitch into play. That was a high fastball, and man, he just scalded it. 3 runs have scored in the inning. 1 to the reliever, Matt Gage, who gave up the leadoff double to Carroll. 2 to Pagaro, who walked 2 in a row after coming in.